Hello. Today we're going to walk through Sitescope and how it can help you manage your projects. And specifically, we're going to take the case of maybe someone that's doing an estimation or a pre-walkthrough. So inside of Sitescope now, I've actually come down to a project that I created previously, this Neobar residential. Now, this has lots of commercial use cases as well as residential use cases, but today I'm going to go through two flows. One will be kind of an exterior use case, and the other one will be if you're working more on like the remodel side, but need to get estimates more indoor than outdoor. So something that's kind of critical and core to Sitescope is the ability to create different project phases so that you can filter your photos and measurements and issues more appropriately. So I've kind of set up Crook Lane and Neobar, and you'll see down here the photos are filtering down on those things because I've organized them in such a way. A lot of things are very map driven. So if I wanted to actually map out different issues in the neighborhood, I could be a roofer, a landscaper, I could work in asphalt and paving. You could actually come here and a big use case too is people that work in HVAC. You might pin like a unit like this. You might say, this is an HVAC repair, and go ahead and save that. And you can set the risk level there too to change the color of the pin accordingly. So then I would probably associate photos with this. I'm not on site today, so I'm going to show you some of the other ones that I've taken, and you'll see that they're kind of geotagged for the photos that are around the different areas of the neighborhood, as well as the measurements. And when I measure those areas, if I actually want to come down here, I'm going to do a rough one here just to be quick. I can get really, really detailed. I can go around objects. I'll actually do something maybe a little bit more wonky here. Kind of come in. Maybe I just need a repair from a storm damage, uh, a piece, most of the piece here. I'll just close this loop, and we'll see that square footage calculation immediately, as well as the perimeter. So all that data is saved. I can color code it. This is kind of working externally on a job site. Okay, core functionality there. Is to be able to report on that more effectively and share that information with internal or external stakeholders. There's a lot of different configurations in the right to toggle off the annotations if you want to get rid of some of the noise. Um, those buttons are there for you to do so. Now, if I want to filter by a phase, I can do that as well, and you'll see that some of that information disappears. Now I'm just looking at this crook lane, and I'll back out of here. Okay, that's pretty critical. I'm going to go ahead and just take a quick photo here of my dog laying down. Um, Here I can start to add notes about what the damages were. In this case, it might have been an HVAC repair. Um, and there's microphone buttons everywhere just to help with taking notes throughout the job walking process. There's a little AI button here just to help format all the notes as we go along. And then I can go ahead and save that. Okay. Now that uploads, there's image editing capability inside the platform as well. We'll get to that kind of when we get in the interior side. So this would be the exterior side. I'm going to go into the actual report creation once we get through the interior side. And so this is where some of the 3D scanning and creation of floor plans really comes into play, is when we start to look at the insides of buildings as we go through these job walkthroughs themselves. So I'm going to pop out of here. I'll actually go ahead and click on this cycle bar. It was there this morning, and just took a couple of photos inside a restroom that might need a little commercial remodel. And because I'm not there right now, I actually recorded a video, and I'm going to go ahead and play that now. And so what you're able to do when you're on site is actually go ahead and scan the walls inside of the room. And you'll see here I'm placing at the edge. If you have an iPhone Pro, it has a LiDAR sensor in it that gives you up to 99% accuracy with the measurements. As you go ahead and highlight the room, you'll notice on the bottom there, we're starting to create a 3D modeling of the room. Okay, I'll let this play and kind of walk through. As you see, it starts to scan the doors. It starts to scan the objects in the room and be able to auto detect some of those things. So Sitescope is really going to help you be able to lay out what a different room looks like. What's the length of the walls? What's the height of the walls? Where are the doors located? And then whatever other objects are in place that we might have to move when we send subcontractors out to do the job. So scanning this, we're seeing that 3D model rendering still being created on the bottom there. I'm going to get over inside this shower here just to make sure I get that corner and be a little bit detailed. So take as much time as you want here. It's as accurate as you lead it to be. So we're coming to the completion. We've kind of captured the full room now, and we can start to turn that model around, make sure it looks good, and we can go ahead and hit finish. Okay, and I captured it pretty well. There's the bathroom stall, the two showers over there, a little corner where the urinal is as well. And I'm going to go ahead and just give that a name to save it down. And while that's completing, I'm actually going to pop into here now, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this bathroom one. So room scan's done. We're actually seeing now the 3D floor plan. And I'm going to pause this video so I can do this in real time, and I'll cover this so it's not so confusing. I'm going to that 3D floor plan of that bathroom. I'm loading the wall details. Let me get off of that. I can scroll down here. You can start to see all the details here. So if you work in kind of painting, patching of walls, you're trying to remove areas out of a building, this is really useful. And I can actually go ahead and generate a 2D floor plan of this. And we'll see that here. And we laid it out exactly how we 3D rendered this. And we can pop into here and actually edit this. So I'll zoom out. There's some tools at the bottom to be able to pan around. I'm going to zoom back in a little bit actually. And we'll see the door marker there. We can actually choose if we want to display the heights on the labels. I know we have a little bit, a big room with a lot of turns and corners here. And you can actually hide the furniture out too. So if all I care about is the walls, I can hide that, or I can keep the object detection if I want to know, hey, there's a toilet over there. That's clearly a bathroom stall, or there's a table. You can hide where the door entrances are if you have a room that happens to have a lot of doors. And we can even add our own labels as well. So I might just come in here and just say handicap shower. This one had additional, oops. There was one of the showers had, I can actually see that down here and select this. Let me pan over. Oops. I'm going to select that and just throw that sucker up there in the corner. Okay, beautiful. So I can then go ahead and save this, and you can crop this image. So I can pull this down. Maybe I don't want that label. I didn't really do that the best, but I'm going to go ahead and crop this down, get a nice little floor plan. And the beautiful thing about this is now we can do some really crazy things with the mapping experience. We can take this floor plan, we can use it as another layer on top of the map and be able to map directly on top of it. So I can position this. And I actually do prefer positioning these things on the web, but there is the convenience to do this here. If I wanted to turn this around, if I wanted to set the opacity, I don't care about the roofing. I can actually zoom in here and see the different rooms, and I could overlay it on top of the building so I have a better idea of what that might look like. You can increase or decrease the size and kind of save that there. So I'll just go ahead and save that. Great. Now our mapping experience has actually if we want it, a way to overlay that floor plan. So I can show that. I see that here. I could literally come in here and add issues. I could drop this on the toilet and say, hey, we have a problem with this toilet. I'm actually going to delete this out. I just had, I was just creating an issue earlier that had this plumbing issue with the toilet. So I'll just go ahead and relocate this, and I can do that directly on the toilet. Beautiful. And we'll see that I can actually take these photos and associate them with that issue. So there's the two photos. And we can use, the notes down below. So we see there's a loose bolt under the cap, needs a new lug nut, and I'm pointing directly to it so that whoever comes to do that toilet repair, that plumber, knows exactly what's going wrong. It's associated, in this case, with our HVAC replacement. That's not right. It should be with the with this number one issue, this plumbing issue. Oh no, that's other issues down there. Okay, apologies. So this is kind of our entire layout of how we would map and measure the area. We have the interior with the 3D floor plans. If we want to get another look at that, I can always come back to and open the 3D model up and view this 3D object. You can do it directly on your floor, or you can, you can select the object or you can use this AR, which actually allows you to kind of place it somewhere with that augmented reality. So it can do some really cool things with just visualizing the layout um, of a 3D modeling rendering or a 3D model rendered. Okay, finally, I have some photos. I have some other really great stuff. I'm going to look at the rest of the photos really quick. If you're someone that works in like tile, there is an augmented reality kind of measurement feature as well. You could use a measure tape. You could use this. It's pretty dang accurate. The LiDAR is as accurate as it gets. And then you can really call things out. Like you'll see here, so that was the handicap shower. I pointed to it and said, hey, there's a bench here that needs to be installed. There's a new handle fixture that needs to be replaced. Like these are places that you can call those things out indoor and be very detailed in how you manage the project. I didn't add any phases to this particular project, but the next natural step would be how do we share this information with others? So this is where I would generate a PDF and I can choose to actually capture the map if I want it. I can include the floor plan on the map as well if I want it. I don't, everything's optional here. I'll go ahead and capture that. And then we'll come down here and we have full control over what we want to share. So if those photos were associated with phases, you would have the ability to select which phases you want. I can select I only want to share this plumbing issue, this HVAC thing I just kind of threw into the demo here. And then any floor plans I want to share too. So I can go walk through the entire building and share a whole bunch of different room floor plans. You can put notes in those as well and share that around. A share link, it's an expirable link for someone to come and interact with the web map, which I'm going to show in a second over here on the left. And I can set up my custom branding so that my team has its logo on top of the PDF and watermark so that I can watermark my PDF with my company's branding. So people don't take that, don't take your PDF and ship it out to somebody else. So I'll go ahead and create that now. This does a lot of on-device generation, so it's extremely quick. We'll see. I have that Monsters Inc. as my team. And here I have a screenshot of that image. I do have the View Interactive Map Experience button there. And we have measurements, photos, floor plans, kind of a summary at the top. So those measurements will fall into a table. If you have a lot of different measurements, you can see all the area and perimeters. If those measurements are associated with an issue, you'll link down to it. And then all the notes and the photos embedded directly into the PDF in an organized fashion. Finally, we have our floor plan here, and I can click into this and zoom in, and this will be embedded into the PDF as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share this. Beautiful. Let me go ahead and open this guy. This is now shared, and I can go ahead and look at this. I'm going to actually right click on this, or we'll copy the link, and I'll actually go to an incognito browser where I'm not logged into anything. So this could be anybody that you want to share this with, and this is the view that they're going to get. You just shared that individual project with them, and from here I can directly knock on the issues on the left. I can see the issues. I can pull them up, see the notes that are associated, who took them, when it was taken, and if they're associated with a specific project phase. So when we share these things out, we can actually narrow down on those project phases as well. We can see, clusterings of photos that were taken at different locations. When you're indoors, that satellite sometimes drifts off a little bit. So it probably was taken somewhere about in here and it drifted to here. If you're outdoors, it's usually pretty dang accurate. And then finally, there's a detailed view as well, so I can pull open, the measurements, the photos, and the issues, and the photos directly associated with those issues. So really kind of full scope, being able to share this with somebody. And I chose the expiration of this, right? I can share this, and if I actually go back to this mobile app here, I can expire this link at any time. So I'm going to pull this open, and you have a little bit of statistics here on who accessed. You can see who accessed this, and so a Mac and a Chrome. It kind of takes a device fingerprint of, to how many anonymous viewers, if I'm sending this thing out or accessing this thing. So really great way to be able to come back here and share that link as well. If I want to text it to somebody, they can view it in their mobile browser too. I'm going to go here. I'm actually going to revoke the link. Okay, so we see that this link has been revoked. And if someone tries to go and view this thing, it's done. So you have full control over how you want to share that information. and what phases and everything else you want to share. The floor plans are a new addition to the Sitescope application. So we love any feedback that you guys can pass along, and we hope that you guys leverage it and get the most value out of it. So really excited to see what everyone can do, and thanks for watching the demo today.